Good afternoon, my name is Risien. I'm Faculty Research Assistant at Oregon State University and OOI mooring technician. I'm also part of the OOI data team. Today I'm going to be talking about a coastal profiler mooring that's located on the Washington line of the Coastal Endurance Array. So the Washington offshore profiler mooring is located about 40 miles west of Grays Harbor. You can see the purple dot there on the map, in about 540 meters of water. It's co-located with the Washington offshore surface mooring. The profiler mooring consists of a surface expression. So you can see the profiler mooring there to the left of the map. It consists of a surface expression, a small buoy, a subsurface sphere, and below that a McLean wood profiler, which travels up and down a jacketed wire rope between 40 and 510 meters, approximately 8 times per day. The McLean profiler has a CTD mounted on it, along with oxygen and power sensors, a fluorometer that measures chlorophyll A, optical backscatter and CDOM, as well as a point velocity measurement sensor. The McLean profiler measures raw dissolved oxygen in hertz, like I said, about 8 times a day. And these data are transferred to the buoy after every up and down profile via an inductive modem. From the buoy, they're telemetered to shore via iridium, where they're combined, so they're measured in hertz, the raw data, and they're combined with the Cal coefficients and the co-located CTD data to produce a final dissolved oxygen data product. These data are all available from the OOI data portal. The original raw McLean files, the C, E, and A files, are all available from the OOI raw data server. Over the past year and a half, Russ Desiderio at OSU has also been working on a MATLAB toolbox, which is available at the URL that you see there. And this toolbox is able to do additional post-processing of these data where it grids individual profiles and can address issues related to time constants and hysteresis. The Washington profiler mooring was first deployed in April 2014. And here I'm showing in the top panel the full temperature time series, and the bottom panel the dissolved oxygen time series. And so you can see in the top panel the temperature profiles there starting in April 2014 all the way through to the present. You can see 3 significant gaps in the data there. The first one occurred during the first deployment, where we had a bulkhead connector leak, and that shorted out the battery pack. The second gap that you see there occurred in late 2016, where a storm, the mooring broke free in a storm and we lost the McLean profiler. And that final gap in early 2020 was a result of a firmware bug that actually caused all of the McLeans across OOI to stop working on the 1st of January 2020. The bottom there, you can see the same gaps, plus a couple of extra gaps in the dissolved oxygen record. Those additional gaps are related to DO sensor failures, sensor issues where we had issues like torn membrane or issues with the calibration coefficients. Like I said, the profiler stopped working because of a firmware bug on the 1st of January 2020. We then had the start of the COVID-19 pandemic and our cruise was delayed. Eventually, the spring cruise sailed in early July, and so the profiler mooring was redeployed in early July. And what I'm showing here are the new real-time data that are coming from the currently deployed profiler. So you can see the time series here starts in early July. Temperature data are shown in the top panel, and at the bottom there is the dissolved oxygen time series. And as you can see, the profiler is performing very well right now. We've up to about 390 profiles, and it's going from 40 meters down to 510 meters for this particular profile deployment, the profiler is going up and down 6 times a day. So typically we try and do 8 profiles a day, but because this is an extended deployment where we're going to recover this mooring in March 2021, we are only sampling 6 times a day to conserve the battery pack. So, like I said, the profiler's been out there since 2014 and is currently collecting data. And this rich time series, I think, is shown here, where temperature is shown on the left and dissolved oxygen on the right. And I'm showing 2015 through 2016, 17, 18, and 19, so 5 years of data. And what you can really see from these time series of temperature and dissolved oxygen is that not only are we able to resolve things at more of an advanced scale, so you can see in early 2015, you can see the blob there, the really warm water in the upper 100 meters. But we're also now, having collected data for 5+ years, we're also starting to be able to investigate these data at longer time series, so seasonal time scales, interannual time scales. And as you look across these years, 2015 through 2019, you can really start to see the interannual variability here in temperature and dissolved oxygen. Because we have this really rich 5+ years of data where we've collected over 12,500 profiles for temperature, a few less for dissolved oxygen, we're also able to start to resolve the seasonal cycles at this particular location. And so what I'm showing here are temperature and dissolved oxygen seasonal cycles based on annual and semi-annual harmonics for the 2015 through 2019 period. And what you can clearly see here is the shoaling of the isotherms in the spring and the summer. And you can see the mixing that occurs in the wintertime. And in the dissolved oxygen, you can clearly see the shoaling of the relatively low oxygen water in the spring and summer months. So just to summarize and conclude, the Washington offshore profiler mooring is located about 40 miles west of Grays Harbor in about 540 meters of water. It was deployed first in April 2014 and to date has completed over 12,500 profiles. All of these data are available at the OOI data portal, and OSU OOI has created a MATLAB toolbox I would be happy to discuss further with people that allows for additional post-processing of these data where we're able to grid the individual profiles as well as address issues related to time constants and things like hysteresis. And because we have collected such a rich 5+ years of data, thousands and thousands of profilers, we really are getting to a point now that allows investigators to start looking at these data at a range of timescales, from the event timescales to interannual and seasonal, longer interannual and seasonal timescales. Thank you. That's all I have. And with that, I will take any questions. Thanks.